Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy you're here. So today is the day. I couldn't be more excited. If you watched any of my prior videos, specifically about the new line on the Ryobi tools, you know that the new HP Impact driver, not to be confused with the compact HP driver, but the new HP driver, which is the big, supposed to be the new guard to replace the old guard, is out. It's not in stores yet, but you can order it online, and that's exactly what I did. So I kind of slammed them in my previous video because I felt like they're just rebranding the same tool, and it's actually an inferior tool with my theoretical views by reading things online. So today we have an opportunity that I'm going to face these two off. This is the P238 tried and true old guard. I've put this thing through heck and back, and it has came out on top every single time. This is the new PBL ID02, and it has 4 modes on it. So before we get started, let's talk about the tools just a little bit, and I'm going to tell you the differences between the two and the similarities between them. So as we go into the testing, you'll have a pretty good idea of maybe what to expect. I've never tried this drill out yet, especially head to head, so you're going to find out as I find out. Whoa, hold on. Hey, take a trip down below the video and hit that subscribe button for all the latest and greatest updates. I got a lot of good videos coming up, and you're not going to want to miss it. All right, so first, let's go ahead and talk about the tools themselves. I do have a cheat sheet. All right, so let's talk about the differences between the new and the old. Maybe the specifications will point us in the right directions through the test. So the new PB, it has 2,200 inch-pounds. The old P238 has 2,200 inch-pounds. The new PB has 4,000 impacts per minute. The old one has 4,000 impacts per minute. The new one has 2,900 rotations per minute. The old one has 3,200 rotations per minute. All right, for speed options, this has 4 modes: a slow, low torque 1, medium 2, high 3, and then it has what's called assist mode on it. We'll get to that here in just a minute. This has 3 speeds, 1, 2, and 3, 1 being low, 2 being medium, 3 being high, and the most torquey. Going down, this claims it is 25% faster driving. There's more safeties built into the motor. It's better technology. Yeah, so basically they're just saying it's supposed to be better. Some of the other similar features they have is a double ball bearing chuck. So it's a single-handed bit change, which is fine. And all that means is that when you put your bit in, it slides in and locks. Then when you pull out, it just ejects. Same thing over here. The rubber overmolding feels just about the same. I'm not going to say there's really much difference. I will say for the looks of it, I still think the P238 looks better. Let's talk about some of the amenities for a minute. The P238 has a tri-beam, so that's 3 lights around the chuck. It has a magnetic tray that you can put screws on or bits, and it has a bit holder right here, which is a friction hold. And it also has the belt clip. And this one has a mounting spot for a belt clip, but you don't get a belt clip with it. The light is on the base of the tool, and like I said, it does have the automatic mode. And let's take a minute and let's talk about the automatic mode real quick. I was trying to find out what it was. In my last video, I said, oh, it's kind of like the Milwaukee. It's like a self-tapper mode where it drills, and then when it hits the threads, it slows down so you don't strip out the metal. However, The assist mode is 0 to 2900 RPMs, and what it does is it starts out slow with a screw, and then as the friction or force increases against that screw, it actually starts to multiply the power so that it drives the screw down. So it's kind of like assisting you and starting out slowly to gradually increasing the power. In Europe, they call that deck mode. So it looks like we have the same exact thing that they have over there. So that's pretty much for the amenities of the tools, and you can see they're pretty much neck and neck with the power that they deliver. Let's talk a little bit about the tests. So I'm going to go through a 4x4 with 1-inch paddle bits, and we're going to do probably 3 to 4 holes. I'm not sure how they're going to go yet. These are both new bits. Then I'm going to use a 3/4 and 1-inch Forstner bit. Since this is a newer drive, this one's been worn out pretty good. I'm going to give this one the 3/4. I'm going to use the 1-inch on this one. It shouldn't make too big of a difference. However, I don't have 2 1-inch Forstner bits, so we're going to do the same here, and I'm going to try to do 3 holes apiece for that. Then we're going to move on to screws. Now, for the screws, I'm actually going to use 2 3-amp-hour batteries because that's typically what you're going to use for screws. I'm going to start out with 4 2-inch fine thread drywall screws. Then I'm going to move to coarse 4-inch exterior screws. And then we're going to move up the line. These are 3.5-inch lag screws. Then we're going to go to 4-inch lag screws. Then we'll go to 6-inch lag screws. And then we'll move up to 8-inch timber screws. And then for the final test, we're going to be using a 10-inch lag screw. In order to accomplish the testing of this, I'm actually stacking up a 4x6 and a 4x4, compressing them together, and that's going to be our testing platform for this today. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start our testing. So here are the Forstner bits. 1, 2, 3. Looks like the P238 won that one. Okay, this is the 1-inch paddle bit. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Wow, the P238 got it. All right, 1-inch paddle bit, P238, first the new PB. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so close. Oh my goodness. Okay, so for this one, we're going to do these first two on settings 1, settings 2, settings 3. Just to let you know, we are using brand new Phillips bits. All right, so settings 1 on both drills. All right, so setting 1, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think the P238 got him on that. All right, so setting 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, P238 got him on that one too. Okay, setting 3, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I can't tell. I don't know who won that one. Okay, when it comes to the 4-inch screws, I really have to concede something here. For screws, I really need to do these one at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a few examples of how the 2s go, because I need 2 hands in order to do it. There's just too much deflection in the screw itself. So I'm going to start with the P238, this is setting number 2. This is setting number 3. This is the new PB number 3, or setting number 2. All right, so setting number 3. Now, something that I want to test, this is the auto drive. So what it's supposed to do is the friction increases, it increases power. And that's supposed to help with the controllability of the work itself. So this is on auto setting. I did not feather the trigger at all. That's all in the tool. Let's try this one. Okay, one more. Hey, when it gets going, that's pretty nice. Not gonna lie. Not too bad. Okay, so on the auto setting, this is another feature I forgot to say in the intro to the video. But when you want to reverse in auto, it actually kicks the screw 6 times and then it starts to remove the screw. So this is what it looks like here. It's kind of interesting. Let's do another one. It's kind of neat. Never seen that before. All right, so we're going to start out with the 3.5s, and since these are hex heads, it's not going to be a problem driving these. Then we'll go to the 4-inch, and then we'll switch the socket, and we'll move on to the 6-inch. So we're going to make sure we are on setting 3 for both tools, which we are. On the left is the new, on the right is the old. And 3, 2, 1. All right, that was the new one. I got it. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, so most certainly the P238 got that one, but we kind of crossed streams there somehow. I don't know what really happened, but they both went kind of cattywampus. All right, let's switch out the sockets and we'll do the 6-inch lags. The new PB on the right, P238 old on the left, and there's no pre-drilled holes. 3, 2, 1. And there you have it. The PB got that one. Timber screws. 1, 2, 3. All right, the PB got it. Let's do it one more time here. Keep the pressure on. 1, 2, 3. Wow, PB got it again. All right, everyone. It's time for the main event. We have 10-inch, 3/4-inch lag bolts. I don't even know if we're gonna make it all the way into the frame here, but I think this has been a very good matchup. The P238's done well. Let's see how these two in this final matchup. It's for all the marbles, folks. In 3, 2, 1. So that's all they can muster. I think I'm pretty impressed with that, to be honest with you. Let's take some measurements. All right, so this is 3 3/4 out, and this one is 3 7/8. So the P238 drove it in further because it kept going. However, the PB did it faster. It just didn't have as much torque as the P238. Wow, what a test. I think that's the best Ryobi test that I've done so far. Something I failed to mention is that these particular drills, we know that this is considered a high-performance drill. Whew, those are warm. Yikes. But something that I was very curious about, on the back of these HP batteries, they have 2 extra connections, and this impact driver does not have those connections. The theory is, and I call it a theory, I guess it would be more of a fact at this point, is that the technology is built into the motor. It's a more intelligent motor, that it can manage the discharge of the power from the battery. Whereas this P238, using a HP battery, it does have the connections back here, and that's so it can communicate and do exactly what I just said, is increase the power. That was something I was very curious about with these tools. Would this be able to kind of get a boost when it needed it the most, and would this start to fall behind? I think in retrospect at the moment that didn't happen. I think this did do what was advertised. You know, who do I think won? I think the P238 won in some categories, and I think that the PBL won overall in performance. It did drive things faster than the P238. The P238 I would consider more of a mechanical tool. Drove things a little bit faster as well, but I think when it came down to raw power, the P238 does have more raw power than the new PBL-I DO2. And that's just the fact right now that I'm seeing. However, it was curious that this does have faster rotations per minute. This was able to drive things quicker on a more consistent basis. And I think the difference that you're going to find in between these tools, and I say mechanical, more digital, this has more controls going on inside. So during its work, it's managing and it's really communicating, hey, what's going on inside of the tool. That way it can manage the battery, the power, and the delivery to the end user, which is us. So at the end of the day, I am not sorry that I bought this tool. I think it has its place, and I'm going to keep this tool as long as it's around and that it keeps going. This is the hardest this tool's ever worked, and I hope that I put this tool through many more tests and many more years. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. It has been a blast this time. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Hey, I know it's after the video, but I want to take these 10-inch lags out, and I want to try my ratchet impact here. I'm not sure if they're going to take it out, but if they don't, I'm going to use the old trusty 1/2-inch impact wrench. No chance. Well, that's what I was hoping it would do. Thanks for watching, folks.